Gemini season is about to end, my friend. This is your Sidereal Astrology forecast to let you know what is going on in our sky right now, what it's asking of us. As always, we're going to talk about where our moon is. We're going to talk about where our sun and who it is connecting with this week. So stay tuned because we've got everything you need to know about this week right ahead. Hey, my friend. Danny Simoni's here, your spiritual healer, helping you find the healing for your past, present, and future. My friend, I'm super excited to share sidereal astrology with you. It is my favorite topic, number one modality that I use in the healing work that I do with spiritual women business leaders. So, my friend, here we go. If you have not subscribed yet, if this is your first time here, or maybe you've been around a bit and you haven't quite yet, if you are into sidereal astrology, as well as spirituality, leadership, business, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I will be putting out a series of videos coming up in this near future about the sun, the moon, and the ascendant. So we're going to dive a little bit more into what those are, a little bit more about astrology. So stay tuned. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen and let's dive into this week's astrology. All right, we have, let's start with our sun because we've got a lot going on this week, my friend. I feel like I say that every single week, and yet here we are once again. All right, so the very first thing we want to do is we want to see where our sun is. And our sun, as you can see, is still transiting through the area of the sky that is ruled by the zodiac sign Gemini. And so we've had a lot of mental energy, my friend. There's been a lot coming up, a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking. So my number one tip has been to ground yourself, clear your energy, make sure you're not picking up on anybody else's gunk that is out there, my friend, because there's a lot. So let's take a look. We have our sun here. It's at 22 degrees Gemini, which means it's got about 7 more degrees to go. So we're going to see that transition happen over the rest of this week, and we will move into Cancer season. Our sun will transition out of Gemini here and into Cancer starting Monday, July, what is that, the 18th, the 17th, something like that. So we've got a new season coming up, which means new videos all about Cancer, Cancer zodiac, Cancer season, and our new guidebook. So our monthly sidereal guidebook that has everything you want to know about that particular season. The new one, being in Cancer, will be out next week. So stay tuned for that. But if you'd like our Gemini one, since we've got a couple more days, down in the description box, I got a link for you to go ahead and download that. So okay, so let's click on our sun. Let's make this a little bit easier because sometimes these things can be hard to read with all the chaos. So I want to make it a little easier, which is why I love this program. This is Luna. I do love Luna for being able to kind of like show you what's going on because they make it really simple and easy. But I do use Prometheus Sidereal Astrology for all of my readings and research. So just want to put a shout out to Mastering the Zodiac. Absolutely loved his channel before I started doing astrology. Okay, so we've got Sun square Chiron. We've got the sextile here to Uranus. And so these aspects, again, all they are is just telling us, you know, how these two planets, how these celestial bodies are hanging out together. Are they friend or foe? And so with the square, that is definitely a bit of a challenge. This is a foe. So Chiron is our deepest wounds. So here there's an uncovering, there's a revealing of fears and wounds, especially in regards to our ego and our life path. The sun in astrology represents our ego, it represents us at the core, and it really does represent our focus in this lifetime. And so one of the really beautiful things is when we do a solar return, we get to see what it is for that particular year. So we have our natal chart that tells us what is going on in our life path, and then we get a solar return reading, which is for that particular year. And so this Chiron is really bringing forward some of those fears and wounds that are in relation to our ego. Okay, so we are definitely a good time to work with ego, to check in with ego, to see where it may be off balance. I am a firm believer in not banishing or killing, like death to the ego. I am not about that. Maybe it's my optimism, but I absolutely believe in befriending the ego, working with the ego, balancing out the ego. It's a lot of the work that I do within my programs and within my coaching. So we can discover our weaknesses here, and this is like foundation of our very identity. So think about this. Sun is our core personality. We've got these wounds, got these old wounds that need healing, that are coming forward. So there's the insecurities, there's our perceived failings, where maybe we're not where we wish we would be, and maybe we're wanting to rush things forward. I'm hearing a lot of that too. Unresolved issues as it relates to our purpose and our creativity, our self-expression, all of that, our independence is up for questioning right now. We're doubting ourselves. We're not quite sure what is going on. So I would definitely be sure to take a look at what is coming up. What are the thoughts? What are the things that are coming forward? I actually just was listening to Joe Dispenza. Absolutely love Joe Dispenza. Shout out to Joe Dispenza. Let me know in the comments if you are a Joe Dispenza follower. He was talking about, if we aren't where we want to be, to write down all the thoughts that we have about that particular thing, whether it's in our business, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's with our health, our money, wherever that might be for you, our career, really looking at, what are the thoughts that I have around this, and working through those. And I think right now with this particular aspect, 100% is something we're really, really being called forward to do. Now, those of you who are coaches, who are healers, practitioners of some sort, my friend, there's a lot of people having this coming forward for them. Might be a good time to put an offer out there if that's what you're doing. I'm just saying. Okay, there's also that sextile to Uranus. So let's look at this sextile to Uranus. A sextile is more of a cooperative. This is a friend, right? This is more of a cooperative energy. And so it's really supportive, actually. It's like the BFF, a good BFF, right? A really good BFF. So pleasant surprises, unexpected encounters, but that are like really positive and really stimulating. Good time to try something new and exciting. This is socializing. Group activities are great. There's chance encounters of meeting that next potential love interest, partnership in business, client, right? There could be a lot of that coming through. Increased self-awareness, which is even better for these wounds and fears and insecurities that are coming forward, that are kind of rocking us a bit, right? Curiosities here. We've got Uranus is so curious, really like wanting to understand things and have that new vision for what is possible. It could definitely be hard to stick to a routine here. So really wanting to just, be careful with that, and know that, if you're trying to stick to a schedule right now, that may not be good. And this, we're going to see this here for a couple of days. You can see we're still in those same aspects, and I've moved this and we're now into Friday. You can see some others have now popped in. So we're going to have this throughout this week. So know that your normal routine, it just probably needs to be changed up a bit, is all we're really looking for here, just to accommodate what we might be experiencing with this energy. Okay, so let's go over to, we pretty much have, I mean, the moon comes in here, which, you know, not a big deal. I am going to talk about this later on when we start talking about our moon, but I want to stay focused on our sun right now. So here we see we popped in, we've got this Neptune. Now we've got, this is a trine to Neptune. A trine is also a very supportive, it's a friend type energy kind of hanging out here. So Neptune is more of that sensitivity, that empathy, that intuition. And so we might see more of that and being very sensitive to that in our environment. So my fellow empaths, we may be picking up on things a little bit more than normal while this trine is happening. So this is starting on Thursday. And I did say that all that other stuff about the insecurities with Chiron and the unexpected kind of changes with Uranus. So keep that in mind as we're moving through the end of this week, because we might start to feel that energy a little bit more. Practice your spiritual practices of cleansing, of clearing, of removing what is not yours, disconnecting, unplugging is what I like to call it, unplugging from the collective conscious. I can't stay tuned into it too long. It's overwhelming for me, and I'll just give you the heads up right now. If you want a particular grounding blend that I use, I'm a big essential oil person. If you're looking for a blend to really help you and support you, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll send that over to you. It's not something that I've been putting out. I may, if more people are interested, but it's just kind of something that I'm working with right now, especially in this air energy. As a earth energy, this air energy can be very challenging. I've seen a lot of my clients who are earth energy struggling with a lot of that mental activity. The air energy, y'all, this is your time, especially if you're if you've got prominent air in your chart, or if you've got significant placements in Gemini. Okay, so really, again, work with that energy right now as we get into that with Neptune. And then I want to show you on Friday, we have Pluto coming in here. And this is an opposition. An opposition is when we are at battle. So this can be faux energy here. This is where can be, I'm just going to say it can be, can be, I'm not going to say it is, it can be possibly, depending on where you're at, can be some self-destructive behavior. Okay, so this could be like some addiction energy coming through. This could be some stubbornness coming through, some manipulation coming through, and you can be the perpetrator or the subject of these. Jealousy is another one, dominance, control, spying, that type of energy. It's very Pluto energy. It's also very transformative energy. So we can, see a shift happen in there if we are being self-aware, if we are noticing how we are perceiving something, how we're thinking about something, how we're interacting with that energy. And we could see some change being forced upon us, right? We might be trying to figure out, like, should I do this or should I do this? And there could be this subconscious belief or subconscious idea that is feeding through, that is causing this change to happen, when consciously we're like, but I wanted this, right? This is why it's so important to be aware of what our subconscious beliefs are, which, let me tell you, those are not easy to discover, right? It does take some work. And sometimes somebody like a guide or practitioner, somebody can help you work through that. And so there could be that coming forward. So we always want to make sure we're recognizing where our subconscious beliefs are, what we're seeing in our environment, or how we're speaking about things often tells us about our subconscious beliefs. So I want to tell you that, because sometimes the change that's happening, you might be thinking like, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I was asking for. But your subconscious belief is driving that change, and or the universe is working to conspire for you what you're desiring, which is why it's so important to be clear about what it is you are desiring. Okay, my friend, that's the main transits that I really wanted to call out for this week as it relates to the sun. Let's go ahead and go back and start with our moon. All right, so our moon, let's get our moon right here. We can already see it's right here with Chiron as well. So beginning of this week, Monday, we've got both of those energies of the sun bringing that energy forward, and now we've got the moon here. So the moon does begin, it begins early morning. It's beginning in Pisces, and then mid-morning afternoon it moves into Aries. So technically we start this week off with Pisces, but we really are in the Aries energy. And so Aries energy is that warrior energy, that impulsive energy. And so along with these old wounds coming forward, and we've also got this square to Pluto here, which is again some of that destructive behavior, those deeply buried feelings are coming forward, power struggles happening, especially with family or your partners, whether that's in business or life. Kind of some dark areas, phobias, fears, addictions, all of that, right? So could be wanting to get back into those bad habits or behaviors, maybe that you've kind of moved from. But again, good, positive transformation can happen when we are being aware and working through these things that are coming forward. My friend, everything that comes forward, when it comes forward, it is because you are ready to look at it. You are ready to heal it. You are ready to do something about it. It's time. And so if these things are coming forward, if you're seeing these patterns, I've been talking to a lot of clients about patterns. Like, are you seeing the pattern? Is there a pattern that's coming through? Pay attention to that pattern, because that is giving you really good information that something is ready to be healed. Now, we also have Mercury in here. We've got that square to Mercury. So Mercury brings more of a moodiness energy here, kind of opinionated. And with that Mars energy, it's like, I don't care. I have my opinion and I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care about your feelings, right? It's like, I don't care. And so again, this is a lot of energy here, a lot happening here. Again, keep yourself clear. So really good for this energy is some physical, like some physical work, meaning like exercise or moving the body in a way. I got up this morning at 6:30 a.m. and worked out because I could feel the energy. And I'm like, I need to move this. Like, this is not staying in my body. We want a constructive release of this. We want this to, because if not, we're going to tell the person off in line. We're going to tell somebody off of the phone. Our family might feel this. And so I know you don't want to do that. I know that's not who you are. You are an evolved, conscious person. You don't want to do that. But because there's so much of this coming out, we could definitely be seeing that and feeling it. So some mental work could also be good. Something that is challenging to you. That's another thing I've been working with during Gemini season is I started playing like the crossword puzzle games and the word games, because it's energy, mental energy that needs to be released. Because if I don't release it, it's just going to cog up all up in here, and that's not going to feel good for me. It's going to cause a lot of overwhelm. So if you need to release that mental energy from that standpoint, then do something like that. Okay. So like your daily chores, right? Like doing stuff to like move things along or organize things, a really good time to do that right now. The other thing we have is we've got Mars and Venus. They both moved into Leo. Venus this Sunday, Mars earlier last week. And so these, again, they've been conjunct. We've been talking about this over the past few weeks. They've been conjunct for a while. They'll be for just a little bit longer. They'll be conjunct where they're hanging out together and they're influencing each other really, like a lot. They're just really impacting each other. And so with the Mars and Venus energy, this is courage and initiative to like take the first move, to get over things, to move forward, right? To get what we want. There's a lot of that acting on instincts type energy when it comes to the Mars. Venus kind of softens it with, you know, love and harmony and friendship type energy, wanting to relax and just have fun with loved ones. It's like there's so much heaviness that I just need a break. I just want to relax. And so allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to take a break. Allow yourself to chill out. Do something that you love. Do something that feels good to you. Because why suffer, right? Why suffer? I don't know, but I don't want to suffer personally. Don't want to suffer. Okay, let's look at the next day. All right, we've still got some of that energy here coming through. We do have this energy with Saturn. So Saturn always kind of feels like a dark cloud over our head. There could be the feeling of responsibility coming forward. There could be some depression creeping in here. Again, depending on your mental state, depending on where you are on your journey, it could just feel like, man, I need to get my stuff together. I need to get together. I need to work on my goals, like a lot more energy and attention in there, which is great, right? There's a lot of patience here that we can have. What else? Self-disciplines really can be really good here as well. So I really love when the moon and Saturn is a really good time to start working towards your goals. And with that Aries energy, even better. Okay, let's move on to Tuesday. The other thing that we have is this conjunction here with Jupiter. So this is like really good, like optimism, happiness. This brings in some growth and expansion, wanting to spend time with loved ones, with family in particular, just wanting to kind of hang out and be together. Really, really good energy for that. Let's go ahead and move on to Wednesday. We've got the moon hanging out with Uranus now. So it went from, you know, at the beginning of the week where we started with Chiron, with those wounds. Then we moved into Jupiter with kind of like a little bit more positivity, a little bit more joy kind of creeping in. And then we've got now Uranus. Uranus is impulsiveness. It can be a little erratic. It can be kind of all over the place. It can fluctuate between like waking up and having like wakeful days, and then it could be like not wanting to do anything, right? Where we're feeling really good and really high, and then it's like, nope, don't want to do any of that. And so ride that wave, whatever that is for you, whether you're feeling a lot of that energy to just get up and go do something, especially with that Aries energy, but you're just really wanting to express. So express whatever way that is for you. And it is Wednesday, which is the day of Mercury, which is the beautiful day for communication. Okay, next we move into Thursday. Okay, so now we're getting into this, again, this square. We still have this square to Mars, and we also have, Mars and the square to Saturn. So really, again, desire to meet our goals, to meet our passions, to meet our, like, what we're working towards. Really a lot of good energy to hear, like that fighting spirit, like I can do it, that perseverance type energy, that let me go and do this. There also could still be some simmering anger here from the other stuff that we're seeing with the sun and Chiron. So bringing things like minor irritations or extreme irritations where we're having that hot energy and just kind of exploding. Again, we don't want to do that. So, you know, overly defensive is what I'm hearing. Don't be too overly defensive. You know, not this too shall pass. This isn't like, is this the fight that you want to stake your claim on? Is this really like, do you want to be at the top of the hill and fighting over this thing? Is like you're gonna like die on a hill for type thing. Probably not. So maybe it's best to let it go. Again, that's why there's that ego energy that we want to work with and really balance the ego out and see like, why am I fighting against this? Why is this bothering me? What is deeper, right? It's never the surface level irritation. There's always a root cause of that. We want to get down into that. Okay, Let's look at moving on. Nothing. You see, we got that. That goes away. We do have this here. Again, this is still kind of bringing in this energy with Chiron, but you know, the moon here is just being able to connect into it. I'm gonna take a sip of water. It's just really needing to connect in with it, having more of that emotional connection to it. So we might see kind of some of like the things uprising beginning of the week, and then towards the end of this week here on Friday, it's like, ooh, okay, I can get some perspective. I can see where I'm being emotionally driven in this area. Really good. I know it seems like a lot, and it's probably like, how could she say it? This is really good, but for somebody that loves transformation, that loves to grow and expand, like this is a really good week to have some of those really good insights. Okay, let's look at Saturday. So Saturday, we've got a couple of different things. We've got, you know, this Venus energy here. We still got this, you know, Neptune energy in here. Nothing too crazy. You know what? Let me go back. Yeah. Nothing too crazy here. That, I mean, there's a little bit of confusion here with Neptune. You know, the moon and Neptune, it can bring emotional insecurity. So again, some of that kind of questioning reality. One of the questions that I like to ask, that I'm always telling my clients to look at, is like, is this truth, right? Is this truth? Or is this the story, right? Is it truth or is it a story? Am I making this up? Or is this the actual truth? So maybe you might not be seeing things clearly here over the weekend. So no major decisions on anything. Just, you know, just be aware. How about that? Just be aware. Be aware it's coming up. We've also got, you know, this energy with Venus is just very fun, very chill, very relaxing, wanting to like hang out and just have a good time. And then let's see, on Sunday, we've got this Jupiter energy here with our sun as we're getting close to new moon. Again, wanting to just have some fun, some optimism, some cheerfulness. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, my friend. We will see a little bit of a reprieve with that Jupiter energy coming in, especially around our emotional energy. You know, wanting to just kind of share what's going on, especially with the sun and Gemini and the moon now in Gemini. They're just wanting a lot of sharing wanting to happen. So again, that sharing can be, you know, the Facebook sharing of what I ate today versus, which is now feels very similar to like old school Twitter and old school Facebook with the new threads out. Just it's very similar to that right now because it's new and people are just posting randomness. It's very interesting if you're not on there. I did go on there. I have not really posting too much on there, kind of filling it out a little bit. My favorite place to hang out is here on YouTube and Instagram. So come follow me over there at Danny C. Muniz. All right, that is pretty much it. I know that I realized that as I was talking, I didn't really tell you where the sun was moving through. It just kind of, the moon was moving through. Just kind of told you who the moon was connecting with. So let me tell you, we've got the moon in Aries Monday and Tuesday, and then it'll move out Wednesday morning, mid-morning, probably like 11 o'clock or so Central Time. It'll move out of Aries and into Taurus, and we'll be in Taurus on Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday we will move into Gemini. Sunday we'll be in Gemini, and then Monday we'll be at the very end of Gemini, moving into Cancer. It's like, what's next? Into Cancer, and then we will begin our Cancer season. As you can see, July 17th, we are beginning the week in Gemini, but we will be moving right out of that very early in the day. All right, my friend, that is it for us today. This has been your Sidereal Astrology forecast. Again, Danny C. Muniz here. If you want to learn more about what is going on in our sky this season, be sure to grab our zodiacal monthly guidebook that has what this current season is. It talks about the new moon and the full moon. It talks about the actual energy of that zodiac sign. You've got weekly journal prompts in there to kind of reflect and really tune into the energy of this season. We've got crystal ideas for this season. We've got essential oils to work with for this season to help balance out this energy, as well as rituals for the summer season. So if you'd like that, it's down below. If you can also go to thepeaceteacher.com/guidebook and get yours today. And then you'll automatically get the new one for Cancer season next week. Okay, my friend, that is it for us today. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Look out for more videos coming on the channel this week. And as always, remember, close your eyes and take a deep breath. And find